Oh, well hello there. Welcome to my camper, the Chapel of Ease. MTV cribs popping up. Let's start in the kitchen. So, I've got here a running sink. Got some soap here to wash my hands. Now up here I have kind of a junk drawer of things. Always keep my hydrocortisone cream in here because we get a lot of bug bites. Over here I keep this very important frog that someone from church made me, one of my confirmation students, Evie Lardy. And here I have a little pop-up camper. The frog is a little sad because the pop-up camper was a keychain, but it broke. So I actually made this backsplash. This isn't common to pop-ups, but I thought that it would be nice to have a place to put stuff, so it's just kind of a little bit of wood, and I put it there, and I put this mirror on there, and my sign that says, "Go wild for a while," because that's what I'm doing. I'm going wild for a while, for 3 months exactly. So all the cushions I recovered. I did with, first I found this yellow fabric that I thought had like a pretty good stained glass look for the chapel theme, but it was just a little too much to do it on every cushion. So on the bottom I did this kind of blue, white kind of fabric. And I got these macrame curtains, which I love, but at some point I got to put something behind them so there's a little bit more privacy. Over here, this is where the dinette area is in a camper. So normally there's a table that goes right here, but right now the table's outside. This area folds down into a bed when the table is here, and that can become one of our beds. This is obviously a bed, and right now our cat, Boo Boo Kitty, is in it. She loves the camper. And let me tell you a little bit about storage. So, well, first of all, this isn't really a storage point, but I'll show you this too. We just got this shelf recently. Normally, if we're camping, it's a really great place to keep like snacks, things like that. But it's easy to move. So right now I've got some cleaning products under it. I've got an outlet here where we usually charge our phones and stuff. And here I've been kind of building up some camping stickers. So that's been a little bit of a project. So put everything back there. Put this back. There's a little fan. But storage, let me tell you about that. So under each of these benches is a big storage space. This one is where I keep most of our cooking stuff, and games, books, things like that. It's not full right now because we're not packed really for a big camping trip. Over here, I call this the utility bench because it's got more of our useful items, things that the camper needs, tube, like the drain tube, the drain hose, that's what that's called, stakes, like our charcoal canister, things like that. Here, these are all cupboards for storage. Right now I don't have much in here because we're not actually camping right now, we're just hanging out. But there's all kinds of storage over here. I got these really cool flower knobs off of Etsy, and they came, I think, actually from Norway. Remind me of some wildflowers, which I love. This, I forgot to show you back in the kitchen, is a stove here. Now I haven't used the stove at all because I feel kind of weird about lighting a fire inside a place with this much fabric, but I can imagine that someday if I really needed to make some coffee on a rainy day, that I might do it here with the fire extinguisher nearby. Got another storage area here. That's where I keep a lot of the dishes, things like that. We got our little cat knob, because I keep a lot of the pet stuff in there. So that's where a lot of that stuff goes. Storage. All right, this is the other side of the camper. This is also a bed. This part pulls out, and then you can put a cushion down. That becomes a bed there, but I like it better as a couch during the day. I keep our regular tent, and usually I keep camping chairs in there as well. Here we got a little dust broom. Aside from that, let's see. So each of these windows roll zips up to prevent rain from coming in. These ones zip up and they're just see-through plastic. Those ones zip up and they're kind of a canvasy look. I just recently hung these curtains over here, but I need to complete them in a more finished way. But these come down, they're blackout curtains, and they prevent the sun from coming in too bright in the morning. All right, so we got some art pieces here I want to show you. Here we have a weaving that Amos made, our son, and then we put a little stick in here that he painted at a campsite in Wisconsin, the camper colors. Over here we've got another piece of art. This is something Susie was working on. It's got our camper color themes with a world, a heart, and a peace sign. Those are things we care about. And over here we've got our pride flag, our Progress pride flag. We like to hang that in a very visible space so that when we camp in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, Ohio, Michigan, people know that we value pride and we love our beloved LGBTQ siblings. Here we've got kind of this ongoing sun theme throughout the camper in a lot of places. Suns to remind us of the bright new morning. We've got one here too. This is maybe a sunset or a sunrise. We don't know. Probably a sunset. I don't wake up early. So the most interesting part of the camper is probably our floor situation here. It's a collaborative art project that we've been working on since the spring. That a lot of our neighbors, friends, family members, ourselves, church members, and various people who've spent time in the camper have each painted a corner of the tile. So a normal tile, unpainted, like unaddressed, I think we only have one left, is like this one. So I bought this off Amazon. Like, it's got just this black design in each of the corners. But we have covered the floor in them and painted them in the same kind of color scheme as the rest of the camper. And we have a few more left that people may do over the next few months, or I don't know, whenever. I also started working on this art project recently that is the refrigerator, this like foresty sunrise set situation. Again, it's probably a sunset because I don't wake up early. It's not done. I have to do some stuff up in here and then fix this, but for now it kind of looks like this. So that's kind of fun. This is, by the way, our refrigerator, empty because we're not camping right now, but usually there's some stuff in it. So our outside area here, outside the camper, is I always put down a little camping outdoor mat here because it helps to keep the floor a little cleaner. This is a bath mat, but I've found that it works pretty nicely, especially on kind of rainy or muddy days, to keep the mud from tracking into the camper. We got this little shelf here that often I'll put a citronella candle on or something like that. And over here is the table that actually goes inside the camper, as I mentioned earlier, in the dinette area. Now, this is a little basket where we keep sometimes our slippers, sometimes blankets, but in it is one of my most important and prized possessions, and that is this beautiful wool blanket that one of my church members and friends made for me, my friend Mad, and it is camper colors, and it's beautiful, made out of wool, and I just love it. So the outside of the camper has a lot more work to do. I removed the vinyl striping, the original vinyl striping from the outside, which you can see kind of all around. I've got a little bit more to do here. But my plan is to paint some new stripes on the side of the camper. That's one thing I'm hoping to do by the end of the summer. Now back here you'll see like some logistical things. This is the electrical plug. It comes out of the camper, plugs into the house or electrical pole or whatever you have that'll work. Here we've got a water fill to fill the water tank under the camper, and this is the drain for it. If you don't want to fill it up, you can hook it up to a hose, and that'll hook in through here. This is all stuff for the back of the fridge and things like that. Around this way, if you look down here, that's how we hook up the camper to the car. Right now you can see it's real low, but we crank it up and hook it up to the van. We've got our propane tank, we've got our battery, all that. Back around to the front, this is where, again, I want to paint the sides of the camper somehow. I'll probably leave a lot of it white, but put some striping in to match the theme of the camper. I'm going to leave this original striping here just for a little nod to the original design. I also plan to leave this little part here that says Sea Pine, because the brand of the camper, it's a Coleman Fleetwood Sea Pine camper, and I like that word. I like the idea of being like a boat among the forest. Then, I guess the last thing I'll point out before we say goodnight, go to our campfire, is that this symbol here is very important to me. It's a design that I made when I first started the idea, and when I first called the camper the Chapel of Ease. And then we put here a place for holy rest. It's a place to rest and to be at ease with my family and with God and with myself and with my friends and my neighbors and the people that I love.